the Cavaliers are saying that they want to bring Harden back, not just back for his $47 million option, but they want to have a longer term deal with him. And they want to bring back your man, their coach, Kenny Atkinson. With that being said, where do Cavaliers go from here? And would you want those two back if you were running the Cavs?
You know, I feel like I need to go run the Cavs based on the decisions that are already being made hours after getting spanked in the playoffs here, and keeping James Harden. Let me talk about the reasons that they should, right? I think there is some merit to the move they made at the deadline to get him over into Cleveland, right? When you think about Cleveland the whole year until James got there was no conversation of Cleveland. So he helped elevate Cleveland's playoff seed, gave them a higher ceiling to reach and aspire to get to. And I think they believed more than probably if they would have had Garland still on that team in the backcourt. Because who knows, Garland might not even been playing. He might have been sitting on the bench like he did last year,
Hmm.
and kind of booed or something because he seems to be
Yeah, yeah,
always hurt when it matters.
yeah.
Harden actually helped throughout the season stabilize their offense. So when you think about their half court game, getting to the foul line, pick and roll, those are things James Harden was known for. And I think he actually helped them with that. A lot of times it may not have showed in this last series, but I think the sample size is a little bit broader than that.
Hmm.
Donovan Mitchell likes him, right? Like, and you got to think about superstars, no different than, your boy LeBron. Like, guys like their guys. Brunson did the same thing in New York. And so Mitchell's standing beside Harden and saying, hey, this is who I want here. So I think that you have to put some merit into that. But I'm going to be real with you. Again, if I'm the GM, I'm not considering none of those options whatsoever. None of those even make sense to me because what I saw. My eyes can't unsee what I just saw. And my concerns are with keeping James there. The Knicks, that struggle was horrendous, right? Like he had like 12 points and 5 turnovers in game 4. Um, the age, he's 36 years old, right? Like, so he's not early enough in his career or in his prime anymore. So, like, what do you think you're really going to get from James that you haven't seen? Like, you're not going to get a better version of him next year. I don't care if he's got a full year in the offense and with the coaching staff. You're going to get a better version. You got what you got. And so I think, for me, I'm looking at it going, man, if I can find two young pieces to surround that Cleveland team, Donovan still being the lead dog, Mobley being that second, get some 3-and-D type of wings out there that like can shoot it and defend, kind of like a Bridges or the old style Trevor Ariza. You get some guys like that. I think they actually would be better off getting a couple guys like that and going more of this San Antonio OKC route. So I'm getting Harden up out of there. I just don't think he's it, man. And when I think about the coach, that's a whole nother thing, man. Like, the season, you can't say it's a complete failure because I don't think anybody picked Cleveland to go to the finals. So they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think, the defensive side of the ball, like they showed some flashes in some series that they can actually play defense, but just didn't do it consistently when it matters. And I think if I'm the GM, I got to establish, is it the coaching and the scheme that's the issue, or is it actually the talent on the roster, right? And it could be both. And so if you really believe that he is your coach, then there is some credibility that you probably have to give to Kenny for getting that team, bringing in a Harden, getting him to mesh so well throughout the season to get them to this point. But this is one of those not so fast either, man. And I think when I think about Kenny and him coming back, it's like, man, the analytics comment that he made about like, hey, based on the numbers and the analytics actually ahead in this series, if you're watching that series, no part about any of that felt like they were ahead. One. Two, you get James Harden, you're supposed to be a better offensive team. They got worse against the Knicks than any other series they played in. They shot the ball worse. And he didn't make enough adjustments, in-game adjustments or game-to-game adjustments for me to feel confident that, man, he's doing enough to put his team in the right spot. When you lose by 37, team gave up. When you lose that first game the way they did and New York came back from 20 down or whatever, that's on coaching just as much as it is the players. So I actually pull a Knicks move and I get Kenny up out of there. I go find me the next Mike Brown. I don't know who you're considering or who would be out there that it might work. But I go find me either a young coach that they did like in Boston with Missoula, or I go get the dude from Houston. Maybe he'll come over there to Cleveland. I don't know. But you might have to, get a certain somebody who I'll touch on a little bit over to Cleveland, and maybe that brings a coach. But he's not it, man. You got to move on.